Hey guys, don't mind that, just my sleeping bag. I'm back here with another vlog, and today I'm going to be talking about 10 things that you should bring on a camping trip. When it comes to camping trips, I have a lot of experience. As being in this course last year, I've already gone on 2 camping trips, so I know exactly what it's like and what you need to bring. Most important thing is going to be a tent. You wouldn't want to find yourself sleeping outdoors on the ground, as it can get really cold at night, as I learned in Waukami Provincial Park, and you definitely want some sort of protection from the weather, and a tent is a great way of doing that. It'll keep you warm and give you a good place to rest. The thing that I'm going to recommend bringing is a fishing rod. Throughout Ontario, there's so many different locations that you can fish at, and if you're going on a camping trip and that's something you enjoy, you're definitely going to want to grab your fishing rod before you go, as you're going to have great opportunities that you wouldn't have at home to catch fish. The thing that I recommend is going to be a flashlight. If you're out in the bush, especially at nighttime, it can get pretty dark, and if there's no buildings around, you're not going to be able to see. This is why it's really important to bring a flashlight, especially when navigating the forest at night. You don't want to get lost, and you want to make sure you can see where you're going. You should definitely bring on your camping trip is a sleeping bag. Might sound simple enough, but it's definitely something you're going to want to grab, as the ground can be pretty uncomfortable to sleep on, and you're going to want some sort of blanket to keep you warm. One thing that would be really important to bring on a camping trip is bear mace. Being out in the wilderness, you never know when you're going to encounter a bear, and you want to be safe if it ever came to it. The thing you're going to want to bring is spare socks. If your feet get wet while you're out in the bush, you're going to be really uncomfortable and cold, and it'd be really important to have a change of socks, especially if you step in water on accident. By layering your socks, you can also keep yourself warm if things get too cold. What you're going to want to bring on your trip is a lighter. A lighter is an absolute necessity, as having a fire going is a really important part of camping. You can use it to boil water, you can use it to cook food, and you can use it to stay warm. Without a fire, you might get cold, hungry, or just not have a great time in general, which is why bringing a lighter is really important. Thing to bring on a camping trip, no matter the season, is sunscreen. Even in winter, the sun beating down on you can quickly give you sunburns, especially when it reflects off the snow. It's important to bring sunscreen to make sure your skin stays protected and you avoid getting sunburns while you're out in the wild. One more thing that you should definitely bring on your trip is an adequate amount of food. If you're out in the bush with no access to grocery stores, you're going to need to eat something, and you're going to want to make sure you prepare for that beforehand. You need to bring enough food for the amount of people you're going with and the amount of time you're staying for. This goes along with water, as you're going to get really thirsty being out and about doing recreational activities, and it's very important to stay hydrated. Another thing you should bring on your camping trip is a friend. You don't want to be out in the bush by yourself and not have anyone know where you are. This is why it's always important to go with a buddy and make sure that you're not alone. If you guys enjoyed today's vlog, that was 10 things that you should bring if you go on a camping trip. They're all very useful and very good pieces of advice to keep in mind.